comes that when he said that we are purchasing a presidential jet for 1.2 billion United States dollars, it is not in the records, and your decision that it should be struck off the records is right. If you go and tabulate all planned expenditure on retooling the Air Force, not buying a presidential jet, I will oppose. I will lead this house. I will lead this side. And if they don't support me, I will lead whoever is willing to be led to oppose using 1.2 billion of our money to buy a presidential jet. I will oppose it. But Mr. Speaker, I am happy. I am proud. I support the finance minister in the next 4 years, to invest $1.2 billion in retooling our Air Force. I support it.
Yes, former defense minister.
Mr. Speaker, the majority leader is the leader of the House, and he's supposed to help control and help you to control the House with the others. But when he misleads the House, especially me, especially the fact that I'm sitting here, Mr. Speaker, I have the right to correct him. Mr. Speaker, we came here in 2023, Mr. Speaker, no, 2022, Mr. Speaker, July. I laid in this House the purchase of 6 LNG fighter jets for this our nation. Mr. Speaker, the cost of those aircraft at that time, the commitment we gave this nation was 150 million euro at a rate of 15 cedis to 1 euro. If you calculate, that's 1.6 billion Ghana cedi. Mr. Speaker, we committed this nation at one time, not 4 years, to 1.6 billion Ghana cedi. So when
in charge of defense, does retooling amount to purchase of presidential jet?
Mr. Speaker, I'm saying that tomorrow, I will say it, but I'll repeat it tomorrow. I will say it now. Mr. Speaker, I will say it now, but I'll repeat tomorrow. But let me read. Mr. Speaker, let me read page 136. Mr. Speaker, go to page 136, paragraph 1091. Mr. Speaker, the Ghana Air Force will be retooled, full stop. Beginning 2026, the government of Ghana will begin the procurement processes for the acquisition of 4 modern helicopters and 1 long range and 1 medium range aircraft. These are presidential jets. A long range aircraft is not for the Air Force, it's for your comfort. It's presidential jets. The medium size, Boeing jets or Airbus jets are the long ones. And I mentioned that we did that one. They carry no less than 100 people. The medium range carry at least 25 people. They are all presidential jets. They are not CASA. They are not military jets. They are presidential jets.
Well, once you choose to set your own question instead of answering the question,
but they are
may you humbly
jets.
resume your seat.
They are not military jets. They are presidential jets.
May you humbly
for the
resume your
comfort of
seat.
the executive.
Very humbly.
Mr. Speaker, for the comfort of the executive, not for the soldiers. But tomorrow I will expand because I'll get my chance. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, when it comes to military, I may be a layman, but I do not understand retooling to amount to purchase of presidential jets. And honourable members, I have looked at the relevant pages referred to by the minority chief whip for 4 years. I have not seen any quotation of any amount in dollars. I still stand by my directives that everything said by Honorable Samuel Abdullahi Jinapor relating to $1.2 billion be expunged from the record as not being correct. All right, members, let's make progress.
We want to thank you for your directives, but we are not worried, even in the list. We are not worried in the list. All we will say is this beautiful document that has given to the people of Ghana, the ordinary man on the streets, that all of them together have come together trying to find one fault in this beautiful document. It was a great surprise that they brought all their mathematicians and their calculators to the front bench, calculating figures to find one fault. Thank God they couldn't find one, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it's also surprising to hear them propounding solutions to problems they could have solved. They could have solved in, the last eight months. Today, we have taken over and we have provided solutions to problems that they have created. Mr. Speaker, today, market women in Hokwe called me and they were very happy because according to them, the budget was written to their understanding. Because number one, the VAT reforms that the government has brought has relieved or will relieve most of them of tax burdens. Mr. Speaker, I heard one of our senior colleagues about food inflation, that people are not able to buy, people are a lot of things. That yesterday, Mr. Speaker, because I'm a bachelor, I went to the market and I was able to buy what they were talking about, Mr. Speaker. Last year, this rice, which is Abena rice, was sold at 164 Ghana cedis. Just last year, Christmas, 164 Ghana cedis. This fried tom, Mr. Speaker, was sold at 60 Ghana cedis. Yesterday, just yesterday, Mr. Speaker, I bought this for 99 Ghana cedis. And I bought this oil, Mr. Speaker, for 39 Ghana cedis. This is evidence of the economy that we have transformed from where they left it, the junk status, to the status that we have transformed it up to. Mr. Speaker, the COVID levy that has been that will be taken out of our budget next year, which a member of parliament one of the members of parliament said it has not been taken out. Mr. Speaker, according to the market women, they said this COVID levy is going to put back in their packet of them 3.7 billion Ghana cedis. 3.7 billion Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, all these are good news for our businessmen, our traders, and the ordinary man on the street. Mr. Speaker, on unemployment, last year, the Vice President said he created 2.1 million jobs. 2.1 million, that is more than the unemployed Ghanaians in the country. We have come out with holistic programs that will give jobs to our people. 800 jobs mentioned in the budget, creating jobs for the 800,000 jobs to be created in all angles. Mr. Speaker, one is a 24-hour economy. 24-hour economy that we are debating. Today you go to Adenta, DVLA office in Adenta is running for 24 hours. Passport office is running for 24 hours. It means we have begun something last year and we are going to continue. Mr. Speaker,
when you look at the economic, agriculture, modernization, and agro-industry jobs, that's under Ministry of Agri, Feed Ghana, Farmer Service Center, farm banks, all these are creating jobs for the youth, including our brothers at the other side, including MPP members. All of them are getting jobs under this, unlike the failed projects that they introduced that collapsed under their watch just last year. Mr. Speaker, aside this, we have Youth Employment Agency, we have the digital skills, we have the Coders program, we have the digital centers that are opening regional offices to create more jobs for our youth. Mr. Speaker, Youth in Apprenticeship program has been allocated.
Honourable Member, your time is up. I'll give the floor to Honourable Nana Asafo-Adjei. You have 15 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I am grateful for giving me this opportunity to also comment to the budget statement made by the Finance Minister for and on behalf of the President of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, before I begin, I want to pay tribute to the young ladies that lost their lives during the military recruit stampede. Mr. Speaker, I share with their families, and I want to console each and every young man that fell victim as part of that job recruitment stampede. Those from Kumasi, those in Accra, and the rest of the country. Mr. Speaker, this brings me to a very critical and very important point, which is job creation. These young men and women left home to go look for jobs. Mr. Speaker, not just any jobs, but secured, sustainable jobs. That is what they went to look for. Mr. Speaker, when the Finance Minister in 2025 read the budget, some young men of this country were happy. Mr. Speaker, they were happy because in that budget allocation, or in that budget, the Finance Minister made some provision to job creation, and they were happy. Mr. Speaker, he mentioned the National Apprenticeship Program, where he allocated 300 million for that project. Because he mentioned the Ejumera project or program, where he allocated 100 million to that program. He mentioned the Digital Job Initiative, 1 million coders, and allocated 100 million to that. Then Kokon Kitinkiti, 245 million, and allocated 245 million. The Agriculture for Jobs and the National Employment Trust Fund. Mr. Speaker, when we were doing that budget debate here, I reminded my colleagues at the other side that President John Dramani Mahama and the hands that will bear me out is not a new entity in the scheme of things. We know him. He has been a president before, and I recounted the things he mentioned to entice the youth, yet he failed to achieve them. Mr. Speaker, I mentioned the JIDA program. I mentioned the Sada tree planting program. I mentioned the Inconfirm program. I mentioned the youth in beads making. I mentioned the youth in potholes patching. I mentioned the youth in movie making. All these programs were programs the President John Dramani Mahama promised the young people, but ended up in sham. Mr. Speaker, if you look at the appropriation or you look at the disbursement, Mr. Speaker, all the programs I have mentioned here did not even get any allocation at all. Those who got allocation was not even more than 20% of them. So the young people in this country who want jobs to be 2025 budget ended up not having any job. Mr. Speaker, again, when you look at the budget here, in the 2026 budget, he has again rehashed and mentioned again these same programs. Mr. Speaker, he mentioned now the Mr. Speaker, he mentioned the Ejumera program again, and now allocated 160 million. He mentioned the Nkukwan Kitinkiti allocated 250 million. In the National Codes allocated 100 million. Now the National Apprenticeship Program, Mr. Speaker, he mentioned 300 million in the 2025 budget and now reduced it to 100 million in the 2026 budget. Mr. Speaker, now in the 2024 budget, they didn't mention any figure, but told us in this house that the national coordinator for the 24-hour program will come to this house. The Speaker, he came to this house, put out his figures, and the program was launched. In the launch of that program, they mentioned that the 24-hour program, the flagship program of the NDC, the Speaker, would require 4 billion to do that. Now, in that document, the component of government commitment to that 4 billion, the Speaker, will be 7% of that 4 billion. Now, when you do 7% of that 4 billion, it is $280 million. The Speaker, when you look into the allocation of the 2026 budget, the minister and the government allocated 110 million. The Speaker, 110 million in dollars is $11 million, which is 3.92% of the allocation that is supposed to say. Mr. Speaker, the question we are asking is that, is this government committed to job creation? Is the youth who are looking up to this government that is going to create jobs should still be hoping and looking forward that jobs will indeed be created? Mr. Speaker, again in the budget, there were some components of jobs that were mentioned. Mr. Speaker, they mentioned that they were going to create 800,000 jobs. And the 800,000 jobs, 490,000 of that 800,000 jobs are going to come from Big Push. Because first and foremost, the allocation to the Big Push is questionable based on the 2025 allocation or disbursement. 2, the jobs that are available, when you look at the World Bank report, Mr. Speaker, I have it here. The World Bank report is saying that only 13% of Ghanaian young men have sustainable jobs. And majority of the Ghanaians who are out there, those who died in Ewak, those who were stampeded in Kumasi, are skilled laborers and professionals. The Speaker, yet the major component of the jobs that will be created by the 800,000 jobs are going to be laborer and pongpo work. Mr. Speaker, now out of the 800,000 jobs, 250,000 of that jobs is going to come from the National Oil Policy, National Policy on Oil Palm Development Program. Mr. Speaker, it's a good initiative. I commend it. But Mr. Speaker, what is interesting is that in that budget, in the 2026 budget, paragraph 929, Mr. Speaker, in that budget, it is stating that the Oil Palm Development Program is a program that is spanning from 2026 to 2032. So, Mr. Speaker, the 250,000 jobs they are even mentioning is not 2016, it is 2032. Mr. Speaker, and yet again, it is not a sustainable job, it is a temporary job. Mr. Speaker, I want to submit on this point. And say that, Mr. Speaker, the youth of this country has been deceived. The youth of this country who were queuing and singing, Mahama is a oh, is a oh. Mr. Speaker, they have ended up. Mr. Speaker, they have ended up. The youth now have ended up singing, Mahama Dadamia, Mahama Dadamio, Mahama Dadamia, Jejemia Kukume. Mr. Speaker, what is again important here? What is important here is that
are we in a music studio?
Mr. Speaker, what is important here is that there is a hidden agenda. There's a hidden agenda of non-job creation, the austerity measures of IMF hidden in this budget. Mr. Speaker, I take you back to the 2025 budget. Mr. Speaker, we go to page 84, paragraph 478. Mr. Speaker, with your permission, I read. In 2025, government would implement the following measures to keep the wage bill within sustainable levels. 1. Fully implement the net freeze on employment by immediately putting on hold all recruitment, placement into public services. Mr. Speaker, this again, the public services and the recruitment did not find expression in the 2026 budget. Mr. Speaker, it is telling you that the hidden IMF agenda of austerity measure is playing here, and the youth of this country, Mr. Speaker, have no hope, have nowhere to turn to. Mr. Speaker, I again want to submit